We begin tonight with the deadly derailment. At least 3 people killed when an Amtrak train jumped the tracks in Washington state. Tonight, investigators are sifting through the wreckage, trying to figure out what went wrong. But we know 13 cars went off the tracks, some of them landing on that highway below. Good evening to you. I'm David Wade.
And I'm Paula Eben. More than 100 people were injured in the crash about 20 miles south of Seattle. Louisa Moller joins us now. And Louisa, we know this happened on the very first run of this new high-speed commuter line.
Well, Paula, David, some local authorities had warned that the new faster train service could be dangerous. But investigators say it's way too early to tell if speed was a factor in the crash that killed at least 3 people.
Amtrak 501, emergency, we are on the ground.
Audio tape captured the terrifying moments after a commuter train tumbled off a bridge outside DuPont, Washington. 13 of Amtrak train 501's cars jumped the tracks, some flying onto the highway below.
Is everybody okay?
I'm still figuring that out. We got cars everywhere and down onto the highway.
I just grabbed onto the chair in front of me for dear life. My laptop went flying, my phone went flying. It was all the way at the other end. People were screaming. It was crazy.
It was the train's inaugural run of a new, faster service between Portland and Seattle, with 77 passengers and 7 crew members aboard. But the journey ended with cars dangling, others crumpled on top of each other on the ground. More than 100 people were transported to the hospital.
There are a couple cars that are not safe enough to search. We know that there's nobody alive in them at this point, but there are some other fatals that we're probably going to find. We just don't know.
The train was going more than 80 miles per hour shortly before entering a curve with a much lower speed limit. Investigators from the National Transportation Safety Board are now on the scene collecting evidence. It could be weeks, even months, before they determine a cause.
It is horrible that this happened to these passengers, but we are, very grateful that there weren't more people involved.
Amtrak's president says positive train control, a technology that can slow or stop a speeding train, was not used in this case. David?
All right, Louisa, thank you. And tonight, President Trump offered his thoughts and prayers to everyone involved in the derailment. But his first tweet after the accident this afternoon, he cited the crash as another reason why the U.S. must fix its aging infrastructure. The derailment, as we mentioned, took place on newly installed tracks. Stay with WBZ for the very